Hello there, everyone. Welcome. It's been a while since I've been on camera here for Dibley. Some of you might recognize me from maybe a month and a half ago, where I did a masterclass on Dibley Create right here on the same channel. 3-day masterclass actually, so it was three different webinars back to back. But today we're doing a little bit of a continuation of that. Today we're going to be going over our new guided book flow feature in particular, which I teased back then in those previous webinars. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Alan. I'm a project manager here at Dibley Create primarily. So part of my role and my job is helping kind of bring our ideas for our platform to life. Now, I work with our developers, I work with our marketing, customer service, pretty much everyone around the company to build the things that you want. Our customers, our users, our potential customers. So, in many ways, I'm the ideal person to take you through things like guided book flow. Uh, Now, I do see we have quite a few people in chat already posting away. I have got that up on my screen here, so that is why I'm looking off to the side right now. I'm having a look at the chat. A few people have actually beat me to my little gimmick that I often do at the beginning of these webinars, which is where I'll typically ask our viewers to put in chat where you're tuning in from. It allows me to do a little bit of back and forth with you. It allows us to all kind of see how far this webinar is reaching around the world. Gives me a little bit of an ego boost as well. Now, uh, with that being said, we also have another reason for requesting that today. As part of this webinar today, we are going to be doing a big giveaway. We're going to be giving away 10 books worth of tokens. Let me explain that. The way our guided book flow system here works, it's a brand new feature, is it allows you to get a full book created in around 30 minutes, in many cases actually under 30 minutes. And we're going to be releasing this feature shortly. It's currently in beta right now, so it is being tested by a select group of people, but shortly we will be releasing it to the public. In the chat throughout this webinar, you're going to see a link posted there where you can sign up for the waitlist. And as part of this guided book flow, you pay an initial upfront 5 million tokens on our Create platform, and then from there, you can create a full book. Research, outline, sample generation, everything included. So from A to Z. Now, we're going to be giving away enough tokens for 10 individual users from this chat to generate a full book for themselves immediately, or whenever you decide to do it, really. There's no time limit. And the first of those giveaways, we're going to start looking for people to give away right now. Now, that ties into what I mentioned about asking where everyone's from. Post in chat your location that you're tuning in from. It doesn't need to be a street address. Just give us your town, your city, state, province, wherever. And we're going to pick out one random lucky viewer to go ahead and win our first 5 million tokens. Once you've won those tokens, mind you, and I will be reminding people throughout the webinar as well, but once you have won those tokens, reach out to our support team. We'll post their contact details in the chat too, and they'll be able to go ahead and credit those to your account. And if you aren't signed up, they'll help you set up an account and then credit it to you. Now, I'm seeing tons of people posting in chat here. We have got people from Finland, we have England, Costa Rica, Wichita in the US. Always love the name of the city, Wichita. It sounds pretty badass. We have Spain, we have Netherlands, Calgary, over in Canada, where we are based, mind you. We have somebody watching from Lesotho as well. Tiny little nation in southern Africa. Beautiful place. I've actually been to Maseru before, the capital. We have Ohio. We have got Wisconsin in the chat. California as well. There's a few people tuning in from LA. We have Seattle, South Africa. I might have mentioned South Africa already, but we've actually got quite a few of them in the chat here. Canada again. We got US, Colorado as well, Salt Lake City, Richmond, Virginia, Scottsdale, Arizona. In fact, Scottsdale, Arizona that we have here, Cheryl, I believe you might have tuned into our previous webinar that I was hosting. I remember we had a few people from Scottsdale in there. If you do remember me from a previous webinar, please also mention that in the chat. I'd love to see some familiar faces around. Aurora, Colorado, Toronto, Houston, Texas, Boise, Idaho, Mexico City, Sierra Vista, Arizona. A lot of people from Arizona in here today. Welcome, welcome. Ohio, Missouri. We have got tons of people here from all over the world. It's incredible to see. I am very, very happy. New Delhi as well. The list goes on and on. Thank you, everyone, for posting in chat. Like I said, one of you is going to be the lucky winner of our first 5 million tokens. The way that we're going to be doing this giveaway is I'm going to be taking you through the steps of guided book flow, and in between each step, we'll announce a winner. So we're gonna have a little bit of time waiting between each step as well as we wait for some generations. Not long, a few minutes at most. But we will be announcing a winner in between each step. At times, I'm going to ask you to post some things in chat. Easy stuff, don't worry, it's not a quiz. And we'll be picking winners as we go. Then, right at the end of the webinar, and this is what you're going to want to stick around for, we're going to be dropping a full 5 winners, then 2. So if you stick around right till the end, we'll be announcing 5 more winners then. Okay, let us get into our webinar here, and let's actually go through what everyone is here to see: guided book flow. Once we are done with step number 1, we're going to go ahead and announce our first winner, and that would be what we're currently kind of figuring out right now with everyone posting their locations. At times during this webinar, I am going to refer to Anay. Anay is one of our production team. She's working on the back end to help us with actually sorting out this webinar. A lot of the time when I need to share my screen or when we need to do something, she is going to be the one actually helping facilitate that. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and share my Chrome tab here, and we should be able to get into guided book flow. I see someone in chat asking if they can be the second winner. We will see. We will see. You might just be. We do have 10 giveaways today, so there are 10 chances that you might be a winner. All right. I've gone ahead and, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen right now. Anay, if you could go ahead and facilitate that, that would be fantastic. And then we can get into things here. Go. In the meantime, while we do wait a second for that, I do just want to mention again to anyone that has joined up a little bit later for this webinar, we are going to be giving away those 10 token packages, I guess we can call it. And the topic of this webinar is going to be going over our guided book flow feature. Now, guided book flow feature, as many of you may have heard already, brand new feature on our platform. It's really, really cool. It's going to help you get a book done in about 30 minutes. And we are accepting people to a waiting list for right now. We will be launching it rather soon. It is currently in beta. We're just making sure that it is going to be perfect before releasing it to the public. It's pretty damn perfect right now, in my opinion, to be honest. But we are going to be releasing this in beta soon for everyone. Actually, sorry, not in beta soon for everyone. It is in beta. We're going to be releasing it publicly to everyone soon. I'm misspeaking. My apologies. All right. I think, are we running into some minor technical difficulties here with getting the screen shared? Let's give it a moment. In the meantime, while we wait, I am very curious. I would like to learn a little bit more about where everyone is from. We have been posting in chat quite a bit um, about locations where everyone is based. But tell me a bit more about where you are from, just to sate my curiosity a bit. For example, I've seen quite a few people in chat posting from Arizona, from Scottsdale. I'm a simple man. I don't know too much about Arizona, so I'd like to know what is your what's your like big landmark there? What really sets Arizona apart from the rest of the, I believe it is 50 US states? Correct me if I am wrong on that. And similarly, if you're not in the States and not in Arizona, wherever you are in the world, let me know a little bit about it. I'm curious. We see quite a few people saying that it's hot. It's hot in apparently Arizona and in Florida. That's what sets them apart. I can believe that. Food is great in Texas. I must say that is something that I am quite familiar with when it comes to Texas. Is the food. Texan barbecue is a treat for me. I must say. If I were to eat it every day, I'd die. But I very much enjoy it. I must say. College World Series as well. Someone is posting about spicy food in Delhi. Absolutely love Indian cuisine. It is fantastic. A good paratha is never going to go wrong with me. Beach, Hollywood, music, magic, and sunshine. I presume you're from LA in that case. I must say, I think if there's one, well, if there are probably two cities in the US that everyone knows of, it is going to be New York and LA. And for the reasons that you mentioned, at least in LA's case. Okay, there we are. I think we do have our screen share up and running. Hoping that everyone is seeing that all right now. Okay, perfect. Let's go ahead and get into things here with Dibbly Create. Let's go do that. There we are. Fantastic. So, now, uh, as you can see in front of you here, we do have our Dibbly Create platform, our homepage right here. If we go ahead and click New Project and Guided, that is how we get started right here with, uh, with the guided book flow. Now, I do realize I have made a quick mistake here. We're not signed into a profile that has Pro. Now, this is actually not intended, I must say. This is a little bit embarrassing. I'm going to go ahead and quickly sign into one that is. This is completely on me. Apologies, everyone. Let me go ahead and bring me back up. And let's quickly sign into a profile that does have Pro. Give me one moment. Let's go here. Okay. Alrighty, okay. I'm signed into a profile that has Pro now. I'm going to reshare my screen in a moment. I just need to give myself some tokens real quick. And we can continue. We are fraught with technical difficulties in this webinar today, but no worries, everyone. We will be up and running smoothly again in a moment. I do thank you all for your patience. It couldn't be running smooth forever. There we go. Okay, so we're ready to share a screen again. And if you can go ahead and do that for us, that'd be perfect. There we are. All right. Here we go. We are back where we were. We are now, we've clicked new project up in the top right, and we have got guided book flow right in front of us here. Clicking on that, we do get met with our very first little prompt, little question that it asks you. And that is, do we want to continue? In this case, yes, definitely. The webinar would be pointless if I didn't continue. If you don't have enough tokens to continue, it is going to tell you here, and you can go and top up on tokens. But right now, it's just telling me it's going to cost 5 million tokens, and it's asking me to confirm. So I hit continue, and there we go. We are met with our first step. First step of guided book flow here is very simple. We just need to go ahead and put in our project name. Now, I already have got one here, the Beginner's Guide to Backyard Gardening. I'm quite a gardener myself, so I'm going to go ahead and click start, get started. And now we actually hit our true first step. I said first step for the last part. I guess it technically is, but it's really just naming it. This is where we really get into the nitty-gritty of things. We are now looking at competitor research. Now, as I'm sure many of you are familiar with, and if you aren't, you will be soon getting into your publishing journey. Doing your research and especially understanding what your competitors are doing is very important. This is really your first step to making a successful book. Now, getting started with that, in competitor research here, we are given one simple question at the top here, which is to enter a search query. In this case, I am going to go for something that fits the name that I've already put in, and that is Gardening for Beginners. And I'm going to hit Generate. Now, what this is going to do is it's going to go ahead and actually do some competitor research for us on what are the top performing books that fit under this search term in Amazon right now. So this helps us understand who else is selling in this market, how well are they doing, how much are they making, where are their books ranking on Amazon's best sellers list. All of that is going to be presented to us here. It's all important information that we need to know to get started. Now, as I mentioned earlier, while we are waiting for this to generate, we actually do have a winner for our first giveaway that we need to go ahead and announce. And that winner, let me quickly pull up the message from our team here, is Ruth Jackson from Lesotho. Oh, fantastic. So Ruth Jackson from Lesotho, you are our first winner. You have gone ahead and won yourself 5 million tokens and an invitation to the beta here for guided book flow. Reach out to our support team. It's create.support@dibbly.com. And they'll be able to go ahead and help you get set up with an account if you don't have one, get you access to the beta, and go ahead and send those tokens over to you. So while we do give this a few seconds to finish generating our report here, are there any questions in chat? Anything that anybody's interested in, especially regarding competitor research, that I can answer for you? We do want this webinar to be a learning experience. I shouldn't be talking the whole time, just telling you things. I want to actually be answering some questions. I see a lot of congratulations for Ruth in the chat. Again, congrats to her. Thank you for participating. And anyone that hasn't won yet, you are going to be standing a chance of winning one of the 9 remaining prizes as well. As I mentioned earlier, we'll be giving away 5 of them right at the end, and the other 4 in between our generations leading up to that, in between each step that we do. Okay, and I do see somebody here said, how many tokens do you need to create a book? Using this feature, guided book flow, it is 5 million tokens that you pay to initiate the flow. Um, However, that does cover everything you need. So that is going to be the competitor research. That's going to be creating a research report or generalized topic research. That is going to be for the outline report as well. That is also going to be for generating a writing sample. And then finally, at the end, it's going to be for generating the actual full book itself at the end of the process. So it's everything is covered under that singular cost. And mind you, it's not just once-off generations of each thing. No, you can regenerate multiple times. You can try different things out. If you're not liking the sound of one topic or the information that you've put in, you can go ahead and change that up and regenerate again. So it is definitely worth it. Now, we do have somebody in the chat here saying, does the research step do all the research? You need to determine if the topic is profitable. So, this step right here, competitor research, yes. What we would often recommend is you combine this with a tool like our KIP Scout browser extension, which also helps you figure out profitability. But in general, this will give you everything that you need to determine the profitability of a topic, because it'll give you data like the bestseller rank, the amount of reviews on the top performing books, the amount of estimated sales per month, estimated revenue per month. All of this information goes towards helping you figure out whether something is going to be profitable or not profitable. So that is all very important information that does lead to you figuring out whether it will be a profitable topic for you or not. You should also keep in mind that to an extent, profitability is subjective. It depends on how much you are going to be spending on the book, how much you're spending on marketing and promotion. So determining profitability really comes up to you as an individual. What would you like? How much would you like to make off of a book, really? All right. Yep. Okay. So let's see. Are there any other questions here in the chat for us? What if you're not happy with the outcome? Can you restart the process or do you have to buy the tokens again? So, because we do have multiple steps in this process and we allow you to regenerate multiple times as you go, if you aren't happy with that initial generation, or if you aren't happy with, let's say, that the research that was done, you can regenerate that. The only step that you can't redo is the final generation of the book at the end. So you'll get to the writing sample step, which is the last step. You'll generate a sample for the book, which will give you an idea of what you're going to get. And once you are happy with that and you're moving forward with that, then you are committed to that final book generation. Okay. Let's see here. How much does it cost to purchase 5 million tokens, someone says? Actually, you know what? Off the top of my head, I am not too sure what the initial cost of 5 million tokens are. Probably something I should have prepared for. But you can find that out for yourself by heading over to Dibbly Create, the platform. You can sign up for free there. And then from there, you can actually just check how much the 5 million is going to cost you. We have both a cost for once off. You can just buy 5 million tokens once off if you already have a pro subscription. Alternatively, you can go ahead and what's the word that I'm looking for? You can just go ahead and sign up for a subscription that will give you 5 million tokens a month. That is an option too. But I would recommend going and having a look. This isn't necessarily a plug to go and get more signups. It's me saying I'm genuinely not too sure of the cost exactly. So definitely go and have a look and see how much. You'd get a better answer there. Um, and then somebody also asked, what happened when my internet connection got interrupted during generation? That is a very good question, and it is something we have thought of. So if your internet does die in the middle of a generation, your computer switches off, anything like that, it saves where you last left off. So you don't need to worry about losing progress. It is going to save everything for you, nothing for you to worry about there. So we did come prepared for that. We know that that is a very real issue that some people do run into. So we are making sure that our users are protected from wasting money. And let's see if we have got anything else here in the chat. I do see Brittany there, quite happy that this is non-fiction focused. Yep, we have gone for non-fiction for the initial release of Guided Book Flow. It's generally the biggest market. It's the one that really makes sense for us right now. But we are going to be looking at fiction in the future. So do keep your eyes out for that, everyone. That will be coming along shortly. Is there a free trial option for newer signups and subscribers? Yes. So we do have a free version of Dibbly Create. It does come with a set amount of free tokens each month. So do feel free to sign up for free and check it out. Some of the tools that we have are not going to be available on the free plan. They're only available on the pro plan. So you do have to keep that in mind. But we do have a free version of Dibbly Create. Somebody has asked, do you need to complete the process in one sitting or can you come back to it later? Good question there. You are able to come back to it later. We do go ahead and sign up. I have just gotten a quick message here from our production team. There we go. We're all good. I think we can go ahead and share a screen again. Here we are. Sorry, I had a bit of an issue with my screen share, which meant that we were freezing during generation. But there we are. We can now continue from where we left off. So, as I was saying, just to quickly wrap up that question, yes, it does save where you left off. You can always just exit the flow, come back later, continue from where you were. Now, continuing from where we were here, we have gone ahead and done our competitor research for gardening for beginners. You'll see here that in this output right here, we have got a few options under book results. Now, specifically 29 top performing options. We see that we have the average sales rank for books under this topic. We have the average monthly revenue, the average price as well. And then scrolling down, we see a bunch of different books. From here, you can also see we have price, pages, bestsellers rank, the ASIN and ISBN, estimated monthly sales, estimated monthly revenue, reviews, and there are some other actions here which allow you to go ahead and view it directly in Amazon. So all of this is that important information that I mentioned about getting to really understand the profitability of your book. In general, when selecting items from here, because we are researching our competitors, we want to go ahead and pick out the highest number of reviews. This is going to give us the most information to work with. Because part of our research here is understanding what these books are doing right and what they're doing wrong. And you find that out in the reviews. Sorry, quick sip of water was needed. So this is information you find out here in the reviews. With that being said, I do want to pick things that are still relevant, so I'm going to go ahead and pick this one. Let's go for this one, this one here, and this one here. These ones all perform relatively high in terms of PSR, except this one here. They're all uh, doing very well in terms of reviews. They're doing quite all right in terms of monthly revenue. And once I've selected those, I'm going to go ahead and click next. But before I do click next, I do want to point out you can click here to have Kip select the top 5 for you. You can also generate again and use these little buttons up here to select which one you want to move forward with, which of your multiple generations, I should say. So, with that being said, I'm going to click next. I'm going to go to the next step here. Our next step is our research step. Research step is where things get quite fun. Let me put it that way. This is really where we're going to learn a lot about this topic and where we're going to be doing a lot of in-depth research into this topic. With that being said, let's hop straight into it. The first thing we're asked for is book direction. Now, there is an example here, but as well as that, you can hover over the little tooltip here and get a bit of a more in-depth explanation. This field is used to describe the overall goal and direction of the book. This information is important to helping the AI research who your audience may be, how your content should be structured, and what topics should be researched. So that gives you a good overview of what we need to be doing right here. I'm going to go ahead and quickly paste in some text that I've already prepared, which says helping first-time gardeners understanding the basics of planting, caring for and harvesting backyard plants, focus on entry-level tips and tricks, what they'll need to start, ideal plants to start with, and cater to a wide variety of climates. Due to that, with that being said, you have a bit of an understanding there of what our book direction needs. It's going over the main sort of general goals that I have for this, the topics, how I want to direct the book towards a certain audience. Over here, under book ISBN 10, 13, ASIN, all of that, these are the books that we previously selected in the last step. We can also add in our own books here too if we want. So you can put in an ISBN of your own that you found here if you want to do that. Then there's also the option for external links. This allows us to put in external research material that we've decided would be good for this. If I, let's say, a particular website that I really like to use as source material for this book, I would go ahead and put that in here. And then lastly, we go ahead and select our categories. Now, in this case, crafts and hobbies and home, I think it fits under that. And I believe we can do gardening and landscape design. And from there, in particular with this book, I'm going to go vegetables. I feel like that is appropriate. Now, with that done, we can click generate. And it's going to go ahead and generate for us in this output. Now, while we give that a moment to do its thing, in general, generation for this takes about 3 to 5 minutes. While we wait for that, I want to hear from the audience in our chat here. What are you guys working on right now? What is your interests in terms of writing? What books are you working on? You don't have to go into detail. I know a lot of people are very protective about their topics, but I'd like to know just a rough idea of where your topics lie. Let's have a bit of a chat about that. In particular, I chose backyard gardening here because I do like to do a little bit of gardening myself. I like plants, plenty of pot plants and various house plants in my house. So I've got a small garden, but I am keeping it quite nice and tidy. So, topic that does interest me quite a bit. Now, somebody has asked actually a good question. What is it generating right now? Right now, it is generating a research report for us, a bit of a more in depth breakdown of what this book should contain, who it should be aimed at, generally how it should be structured and written in terms of content. That is what is happening here. We're going through various steps of refining until we get a final outline that contains the research, the competitor research, and a good structure for the book. So, right now, we are doing the research. Now, see in the chat here, we've got quite a few people posting about what they're working on right now. We've got some travel authors here in the chat, self improvement and holistic wellness. That is a good topic. I quite like that one. Current science of body mind functions. Again, really like that one. I love an interesting topic. I used to do a bit of writing myself back in the day, and I always loved writing the things that were considered a bit out there, not in a bad way, but that were a bit separated from the crowd. That always got me very interested. Somebody raising rabbits, book on that. Things that are absurd or unusual, somebody says, as well as their topic. Again, I can appreciate that. I like the absurd, the unusual, the topics that are a bit uncommon. I love that. Whatever will make me some money. I can respect the intentions there. At the end of the day, no matter who you are as an author, you do hope that your content makes you some cash. All right, so with that being said, we do have our output over here. And actually, wait, before I hop into the output, let me go ahead and tease another reward here. Our little assistants in the back end here helping us with production, Michaela and May, the two of you, could you pick out a good topic from the chat here? Pick out one of our viewers that is posted in the chat, and let's give them our second prize of the day. While they go ahead and do that, I'm going to hop into the output. When I'm done with the output, they'll have somebody new for me to announce. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and go through our output here. First thing you're going to see is an executive summary at the top. The executive summary at the top is a very high-level overview of what this research report contains. So, as it says here, based on our in-depth market analysis, it's clear there's a thriving interest in vegetable gardening, driven by a desire for sustainable living and homegrown produce. The primary target audience comprises of first-time gardeners eager for straightforward, practical advice on planting, care, and harvesting. Popular themes include space-saving techniques, pest management, and adaptation to various climates. So, high-level overview, really, of what we are aiming for with this book. We then have an audience profile below that, which gives us a breakdown of the audience that we want to be targeting here. A lot of this is based on what I've put in the book direction, as well as the books that I picked. As you'll see, the books that I picked in the previous stage, it's for beginners, the first-time gardener. It's books that are specifically for beginners. So, with that being said, we see our demographic is first-time gardeners. General age range is between 25 and 50, which makes sense because gardening is really for anyone that has the time and the space to do it. We have our characteristics of this demographic and their common pain points. Pain points are important because that tells us where we really need to be providing solutions. Scrolling down, we have a market analysis. So we can see current market leaders, market gaps, content recommendations as well. That includes structure, how it's recommending we structure the book to really appeal to the audience we're going for. A differentiation strategy, which is how we can differentiate our book to what is already available out there. Format innovations, how we can improve the formatting and layout of our book compared to what's out there. And then we do have some more web insights down here. So these are um, a bunch of insights related to popular books which are out there. It helps give us an idea from these popular books as to what we should be targeting, like beginner friendly approaches, innovative space management techniques. And then if we keep going down, we see our implementation recommendations here. So, implementation recommendations is again going to be a run through, a bit more detailed on how it recommends we generally implement all of this information into the book. Now, I keep on using the term we. The lovely thing about guided book flow is as a user, you don't really need to do much. That's left to the AI to do most of it. You just need to give it some guidance here and there. And that's what this is for. This is giving that AI guidance. As we go a bit further down here, we'll see we do have a bit of a more detailed breakdown of the data. We have a category, data exploration, category problems and questions, market analysis in more detail as well, including market size and growth, key players, target audience, market goals. So that's what your audience's needs and wants are, aspirations and goals, popular topics in the category, and then an ISBN report which goes over each of the books that we selected in the last stage too, summarizing their strengths, their weaknesses, the proficiency and readability, the writing style, themes, engagement and emotional impact, reviewer suggestions, topics and themes, as well as a keyword analysis for all of them. So this is a lot of stuff. This is a lot of stuff. And I could keep going all day on this research report alone. But we're not going to do that. That would take all day. In this case, I think you get the idea that this is a very detailed report outlining all of the important stuff we need to know to get off the ground with this. Now, before we do move forward here, I do just want to ask our team, Anae, if she can go ahead and post the link to the landing page for guided book flow in the chat. That link there, anyone that wants to hop onto the waiting list for this feature can sign in or can go ahead and sign up to it there. And as soon as we do go live with this publicly, you will all be given access and you'll be alerted to it. Okay, so our next winner is Ed Ellis, who writes on investing. You are the winner of our second prize. Please do reach out to our support team to go ahead and claim your award. Now, moving on to outline. Let me not take up too much time there on research. I don't want to keep you all here all day. We'll go into outline. And from here, we are going to put in some more information. We want our audience type to be specified. For this book, we're looking at adults. Number of chapters, we want to specify here too. In the case of this book, I'm thinking we can do something like, we can do 20 chapters and we can do 25,000 words. For our book title, we do have Beginner's Guide, Gardening for Beginners. We'll do Gardening for Beginners. For our genre, gardening, pretty straightforward. And for our book intent, I've got something here I can copy paste straight in. There we go. And with the book intent, this is going to be quite a useful field. It is optional, but I like to use it. I think I do recommend in general people use it. It allows you to provide more context on the audience, topics, goals, and other information related to the content you want included in this book. So this just helps you put a bit more context in there and give a bit more detail for the viewers. I'm going to hit generate. Readers, I should say. I'm going to go ahead and hit generate. And while we wait for this to generate, we can also go ahead and start taking names for our third prize. For this one, I just want people to simply type GBF in chat guided book flow. Uh, Type that in chat. We'll give it 2 or 3 minutes, and then we'll pick another winner from the people that have put guided book flow in chat. Now, I am seeing we're getting some good questions in chat here. Let me see if there's anything that I can answer right now, or if there's something we might want to keep till the end. Okay. So somebody has asked, how is this feature different than Dibbly Create that they already use? Well, it's not really different. It is part of Dibbly Create. But the beauty of guided book flow is that it is in many ways a refined, easy, quick process. That is the beauty of it. It's all part of Dibbly Create. It is a feature of Dibbly Create. But this allows you to get a book done in 30 minutes. That is the beauty of it. It significantly increases your output, your efficiency. It saves you time as an author, which is important. Your time is valuable. So that is the beauty of it here. It allows you to get everything done in 30 minutes and not having to really worry about any specific tool usage, not having to worry about copy pasting or doing any editing on the fly, really. You can get it all done in here without really having to input much at all. Okay, I see we have gone ahead and picked our third winner. Jody Murphy is our third winner. Jody, please do reach out to our support team. It is create.support@dibbly.com, and they will go ahead and get you set up with your prize. Right, so that is 3 prizes down. We have got 7 to go, 2 more that we're going to be dropping in between the next 2 steps, and then we will be dropping the last 5 right at the end. So everyone, do stick around for that. Now, in the meantime, while we do go ahead and get this generation done, I will say outline can take just upwards of 5 minutes to get done. We're looking at 5 to 10 minutes. Oh, speak of the devil, it is done. I was going to answer some more questions, but if you do have questions, pop them in the chat. I'll get round to them when we are done at the end. There we go. We have our outline. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail as much as I did with the research. I went in quite a bit of detail there because a lot of interesting stuff. The outline is just as interesting, but I think it's a bit more apparent as to what is included in here. We have got an overview at the top, audience profile again, but a bit more detailed, key topics, teaching methodology, talent challenges addressed, reader benefits, and the unique value proposition. Those are the important things that you need to take note of. All of these help set your book apart from what is on the market and help define who your audience is. Now, aside from that, just going through the rest very briefly, it gives an idea of how we should start, how we should outline the benefits, identify the target audience, and highlight key challenges. And then we have our actual outline breakdown here. So we have our chapter summaries. Chapter summaries, subpoints, the topics that we want to talk about listed out, and the different headings that we want. Then right at the bottom of each section, so this will be like a chapter, an introduction, or a conclusion, we have our sources here too. This is all incredibly important to be passed into the book generation to make sure that the book that we get is factually correct, it's laid out right, and it is addressing the right topics that we want to address. Now, as you can see, this is quite a large document. It is very detailed. It's all 20 chapters in here, so I'm not going to go through everything, and we're going to go ahead and hit next. Now, we get into our fun, kind of second to last step here, which is our writing samples. Now, writing samples, we have 3 options here. You can choose from between 19 tone styles, or 19 tone options, and 21 writing styles. You can describe a writing style, or you can add a sample of writing here. The beauty of these is if you have something very specific in mind, or let me say, if you have something in mind that you feel can be described by a tone and a writing style, you can pick from that list here. That can be as simple as saying, we want this to be a humorous book with a persuasive writing style. We can select that and we can generate the sample. If I want to describe our writing style, I can put in something like this. I can say I want it to be upbeat and encouraging in terms of tone, and conversational and personable in terms of writing style. So I can put something in like that. It doesn't need to be as short as this. It doesn't need to be particularly long. Whatever you're really comfortable with and whatever gets the job done for you. And then you can go ahead and add a style example as your last option. Now I went ahead and actually just created a very short example here, which is something that's kind of upbeat and cheery. It can be longer than this, it can be shorter than this, again, up to you. And you can put this in, and it will then use this as the backbone example of how you want your book written. So I'm going to click generate. And while it does that, it's going to take like 30 seconds at most, to be fair. But while it does that, we can go ahead and pick out our fourth winner. So again, everyone, GBF in chat, guided book flow, and we'll pick out winner number 4. And while that happens, while we are picking out winner number 4, let me go ahead and quickly show you another writing example here. So we have this one which is generated. It's a sample based on the text I provided. But if we go ahead and let's pick describe writing style, and let's go ahead and generate a sample using this one as well. Go. There we are. We have another one right there. Now we have 2 different samples. Both of them are different in their own way, although I must admit I think both of them are pretty cheery and upbeat. But we can go ahead and look between the 2 and pick out whichever one we prefer. And once we have picked out the one we prefer, and mind you, I only have 2 here, but you can have a ton of them if you want, we can click Generate Book. That is going to ask us to confirm that the one that we want to move forward with is this one that's selected here. And then we can click Yes, Generate. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And we will be hit with this screen where after a few minutes, we will have our fully generated book in a Create document. Now, while we wait on that, we'll announce our 4th winner. And we will take a few more questions here from the chat. All right, I just got our 4th winner. Our 4th winner is Dave C. Full stop. So Dave C. Full stop. That is you. You're a 3rd winner, or a 4th winner, I should say. Please do feel free to reach out to our support team. They can go ahead and get you set up with your prize. Okay. Now, while we do wait on this, let us go ahead and pick out some questions to answer. There are people asking if you're able to include images in the book as well. Yes, in fact, we will be getting around to that as soon as it is generated here. Because this is all being done in Dibbly Create, any of your post-generation edits that you want to make, anything that you would do outside of actually writing the book itself, like inputting images, doing formatting, any of that can be done here. That is the beauty of it. As soon as this has been generated, we will see it in a created document. So anything that you can currently do on a book that's in a create document on your end, you'll be able to do with this one as well. Okay, let's see here. And somebody did ask, can you also edit the book in there? Yes, exactly. You can. It's going to be in a create document, so you can edit it. And you can even use our other tools in there as well. So if you want to use our fact checker tool or grammar correction tool, I doubt there'll be an issue with the grammar, to be fair, because it is written by AI, which is typically impeccable. But if you do want to use any of those other tools, you can use that on this once it has been generated. Let us see here. What other questions have we got here? What if you want to add anecdotal stories from your real life? Do you write it yourself? Yeah, I mean, that is a good question. When it comes to things like your personal shared experiences as a person, your anecdotes, they really are best coming directly from you. I think that is something that is important with all AI generated content is to have a little bit of yourself in the book too. That does help to really bring it to life and make it much more relatable. So if you do have personal anecdotes or stories, you can, of course, put that information into a prompt and have an AI do the heavy lifting for you. But I would recommend, in general, you would want to be involved in that part of the process and at least writing that or coming up with a more detailed prompt to write those stories, which you can then input into the book itself. So you can then add that into this if you want. You could even add it in as part of your instructions in things like the book intent field in the guided book flow itself. So you're more than welcome to go ahead and include that type of information in those stories. Just keep in mind that it coming directly from you is important. You take a quick sip of water. I do recommend that everybody else does as well. Okay. Right, I do see we actually have our CEO Marco Mutinio in the chat helping answer some questions. So everyone do say hi to him there. He's in many ways the mastermind behind everything that we do here. Uh, Great bloke, fantastic developer as well. So do feel free to say hi to him in chat. I'm sure he will appreciate it. Let me see if I can pick out another good question here for us to answer. I actually do believe we may have gotten some in prior to the meeting as well. Let me see if there's some good ones there that I can. Meeting, I mean, webinar, I should actually say. Let me see if there's some good ones there that I can quickly go back to. Okay, so we actually do have a previous question here that came in from people that had signed up to the webinar waitlist prior to going live. And one of the questions was, what makes this process faster than traditional like outlining? So good question, and I think that ties into what generally makes this process faster than doing it in something else like ChatGPT, because that is also a question that we have faced before. Um, what makes this faster is the cohesiveness of it, is the flow. If you're working in something like ChatGPT or you're researching things traditionally as an author, it can be a slow process. The reason for that is because you do have to work through various stages. A lot of the detailing of information, the analyzing of that information, and compiling of that information is done by yourself. Even if you do get an AI like ChatGPT to go ahead and create a customer research report for you, you still need to go ahead and refine that a lot more. You still need to go ahead and decide what information you are going to give it to get that report. Our process here takes a lot of that out of the equation for you. We tell you what information you need to give it. We've designed this around you not really needing to do too much thinking besides coming up with an idea and deciding if you're happy with what you see on the screen in front of you. That's what makes this so quick. Now, talking of quick, we have got our generation right here. This is a full book, mind you. 25,000 words, 20 chapters, right in front of me here in a Create document. Not just that though, we also have our outline from earlier, the one that was generated for us. It's right here, and it is massive. As I said, I am just scrolling at full speed right now. I guess I should say epilepsy warning for that, because that is quite fast and quite a lot of text. We have our research report here as well. Again, the one that was generated for us in the previous step. So that is all here if we want to go in and have a look at that again. And then we have all of our sections here. So we have our introduction, we have 20 chapters, we have our conclusion, and we have our reference list at the bottom. I think I saw someone earlier mentioning references. Here's our reference list here. Everything that was referenced to write this book. Which you can see, quite a lot. It's well researched. And without getting into too much detail, I'm going to go ahead and just show you. We have our introduction right here. Nice lengthed introduction. I'd say this is probably about 1,500 words, around there. It's been a while since I've done writing myself, though, so I might be a little bit off for that. We have our chapter 1 here, with our headings and our content. There we go. Chapter 2, of course, right there. And then going down, we have our conclusion at the bottom here. I'm not going to take you through all 20, but there's our conclusion as well. Now, as I mentioned earlier, if anyone wants to go ahead and add things to this, you can. You can click that button there. You can insert a table. You can insert images. You can do links. You can do your own editing from here as well. If you maybe want to rewrite a section, you can highlight it, click this button, and have Kip rewrite that section for you. You can also have it simplify a section, enrich a section if you think it's a bit too short. Whatever you want, you can go ahead and edit it right here. On top of that, you're more than welcome to open up here and use any of our Kip Generate tools. So these will actually allow you to go ahead and, again, add a little bit more content here. We can create a description for this book using the content that's been generated. We can add images using the image generator, write a biography for you as an author. All of it is right here. At this stage, this is functionally a Create document like all of your others. It just happens to be filled with a very well-written and researched book that took us 30 minutes to do, minus the technical difficulties earlier. We don't count those. So, yeah, it's fantastic. Again, I'm going to ask that our team producing in the back end go ahead and post the landing page for Guided Book Flow in the chat. Anyone that wants to sign up to the watch list, go ahead, hop over there, sign up to the wait list, I should say, not watch list, wait list. And I believe we do have, I think we actually have 6 giveaways that we need to give away now, don't we? Yeah, we did number 4 at the last step. We can actually do all 6 now, because I think we are functionally at the end of the webinar at this point. I'll do a few questions here and there as well, but I think right now we are functionally at the end of the webinar. So we can go ahead, everyone drop GBF in chat. We will pick out 6 winners now. The 6 of you that win, reach out to our support team. They'll help you get signed up if you're not signed up already. They will credit you the tokens that you need for guided book flow, and they'll get you into the beta right away so you can immediately put it to use if you want. Um, I saw somebody in chat say it sounds unbelievable, give it a try. That's all I can say. Um, I know it does sound too good to be true at times, and I'm a very skeptical person myself. But if I wasn't directly involved in actually making this, I probably wouldn't believe it. But I was actively involved in making this. I managed the project. So unfortunately, I have to accept that it is true and that it actually is that quick a process, and it does create damn good content, if I say so myself. I can't claim all the credit. I think our developers can claim more credit. But they did a very good job with it. But if you don't believe me, sign up, try it out. Even just join the waitlist and try it out when it becomes public. You don't need to win anything right now to give it a shot. Give it a shot when it goes public, and you'll see what I mean. That it is pretty good. All right, so we have winners number 5 and 6 in the chat. That is Darren Phillips, Darren spelt Darin, Darren Phillips, and Anne Freeman. Go. Those are our two. Well, those are winners number 5 and 6. We will be picking out the remainders now. Okay, here we go. We do have two more. Winners 7 and 8 are Rita Stafford and Jason Sutcliffe. Welcome, winners number 7 and 8. Rita Stafford and Jason Sutcliffe. I do see we have got a little question here that has been highlighted to me. Let me quickly read through this and then reply. So, is it possible to feed in handwritten manuscripts? I have a lot of material on paper that's not on the internet, but I want to access it. Okay, good question. In terms of Dibbly Create itself, yes, of course, you can just copy paste. If you scan something that is handwritten on paper, you can scan it using. Most phones actually have an app where you can scan and extract the text. If you do that, then you simply need to copy paste it over to Dibbly Create. A lot of apps, well, there's stuff like Adobe PDF, which can do it for you as well, where if you just go ahead and scan those pages in like a photocopier, you can actually export that as a file, and that text can be then pulled from that and pasted into Dibbly Create, and then you can actually use that as part of guided book flow too. So if you want to use that as part of your book intent or part of your book direction, potentially take information from that if you have research notes or notes about your audience, you can use that here to help generate this book. All right, and then we have our winners number 9 and 10 coming up now too. Let's see here. Who are the lucky 2 remaining winners? Oh, we have a lot of people posting in chat. Thank you again, everyone, for tuning in and being interactive with us and being a part of this with us. I really do appreciate it. We appreciate it. Not just me. Again, that's just feeding my ego. We really appreciate it, Dibley, as a company. Okay, we have got two more winners here. We have Shannon S. So Shannon S. full stop. We have Shannon S. as winner number 9. And then winner number 10 is Monkey Vikings. I can appreciate the name, it's a funny one. But we do have Monkey Vikings as winner number 10. Again, reach out to our support team, create.support@dibley.com. That is being posted in chat as well. They will be very happy to help you get set up, get you into the beta immediately so you can start playing around and get you those tokens that you need to get your first book generated. Now, before I do wrap up here, and I will be wrapping up with you shortly, I did see someone in chat just mention if this is formatted and ready for KDP. Yes, in a way. I can answer that question for you real quick, actually, with quickly sharing my screen again. Let's go and do that. Just because this is something that I did want to cover today anyway, but I didn't want to take up too much time. But here we go. You can just head over to export, and from export you can select a template or create your own template, and these will all be KDP ready. So from here, you are going to be able to export this as an EPUB or as a PDF. You can select the size that is going to be ideal, so Kindle Paperwhite for EPUB, or for like a paperback book, you can select your size here for print, and you can go ahead and export it here in the style that you want. You can decide everything you want here yourself in terms of formatting the template, and export it, and it will be ready to publish on KDP. So, yes, it's KDP ready. It's good to go. This can be published functionally as it is right now. We can go ahead and publish it and start making money right away. All right. Thank you, everyone. I think that is everything covered today. We got through a lot of Q&A questions as we were going through this webinar. But if you do have questions that are burning away at you and you do want them answered, feel free to reach out to create.support@dibley.com. Our support team, they are always on standby to help answer your questions, especially when it comes to new features like guided book flow. We want people to be aware of what this is, how it will help you, how you're going to benefit. The whole point of it was to really help our users and give people a tool that is valuable to them. So we want to make sure you understand how to use it and how it's best put to use and how it will provide value to you. So everyone, feel free to reach out to our team if you do have questions burning away at you. Otherwise, I'm sure I will be seeing you on our next webinar. In fact, I do believe we have a webinar with a good friend of ours, Dale Roberts, next week. I believe it's on the 22nd, so a week from now. Keep an eye out for our emails regarding that. That is going to be a good fun one. I will be co-hosting it with Dale Roberts. If you're not familiar with him, check out his socials. Great guy. As well as that, I think we are done. I think we're good. But actually, no. Let me just say, check out our socials as well. Got to plug that. Our marketing team wouldn't be happy with me if I didn't say, check out Dibley on YouTube. Check us out on LinkedIn. If you're watching on there, check us out on other social media around the internet. Google us. Go and have a look at our website if you don't know of us. And yeah, otherwise, everyone, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we really hope that you're all going to thoroughly enjoy guided book flow. Before I do sign out, I'm going to do a quick recap of the winners in case anybody missed their name, and I'm also just going to ask our team to post that landing page for guided book flow one more time in the chat so that you can all sign up to the wait list, so you'll know when it does go live. Now, for the winners for today, just a quick recap there. Winner number 1 was Ruth Jackson from Lesotho. She was our first winner of the day. Winner number 2 was Ed Ellis with his books on investing. He is our second winner of the day. Number 3 was Jody Murphy. Number 4 was Dave C, with a full stop at the end. Dave C. Then we had winner number 5, Darren Phillips. Darren spelled Darin. We had Anne Freeman as winner number 6. Winner number 7 was Rita Stafford, and winner number 8 was Jason Sutliff. And then winners 9 and 10 were Shannon S. and Monkey Vikings. One word. Monkey Vikings. Amazing picture there. We should actually go ahead and run that through our image generator. I'm going to go ahead and do that after this webinar off stream. I recommend everyone else does as well. I think that'll give us some funny results in the AI image generator. All right. Well, thank you again, everyone, for tuning in. All of our winners, please do reach out to our support team. They will help you get set up, get started, get into the beta, and get making your first guided book flow book. Everyone else, sign up to that waitlist, and we will see you when we launch public. And all of you will get to try it out and see if I've been lying this whole time about how good it is. Spoiler, I haven't, but I'll leave you to be the judge of that. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. We will see you again in the next webinar. All right.